Hey, Adam.
Morning, Shonda.
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning to you too, even though it's the afternoon.
Welcome. Not really. It's 11 o'clock.
That is the
Welcome to
afternoon.
Relative Opinions.
In the afternoon. I'm still drinking
No,
coffee.
I'm drinking water. I already had my coffee. Coffee.
So what are we talking about, Shonda? What
Wait,
are we talking about today that people
I
want
gotta
to know about?
readjust. I have to readjust slightly just so everybody knows I hurt my back.
She did. She hurt her back
Like,
because
hurt it like I couldn't move for a couple days. Like it was excruciating. And now I have a whole new appreciation for people who have back pain.
yes, she has a whole new appreciation for her brother who can adjust her back,
Not my husband, though.
not her husband.
Oh my gosh.
He did it more like a clean jerk weightlifting exercises, I have a feeling.
It was a clean sweep. It was my fault though. I knew better. In my head, I was like, oh, don't ask him. That would be dumb. He doesn't know. And I was like, no, let me push through my own doubt and harm myself.
Yeah, you find
Yep.
out your neck, your spinal
Woo!
column. It's connected to everything. Go figure.
I mean, I had to be in bed for like days. I couldn't function. It felt excruciating. It was awful. I will be working on my hip strength and all sorts of stuff. I'm seeing my chiropractor today because I can bear the thought of being, a lightly adjusted. Whereas when it first happens, the thought of someone touching you, oh my gosh, that would have been death. I would have
Right? You
died.
had to deal with other things. You had to deal with other things like the toilet in your bathroom being made for leprechauns.
It is. We have like this tiny toilet.
Her toilet's like
Tiny.
2.5 feet off the floor or something.
And I had to it was so like sitting down was easy, but getting up, I'd be like, what if I just stay here? Because I don't know if I can get up.
It's ridiculous how low it is.
I know. I was at your house day before yesterday and I was like, oh, a tall toilet. This is so nice. It's the little things.
I remember the first time I stayed at you don't really think about it, but you always see it. The room for, I think they still call it handicapped room, right? For hotels.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
they gave me one. Everything was lower. Like
You
the
mean
sink was way down. Like, in other words, they were out of rooms or whatever. They overbooked or something. And so they gave me
okay.
one of those rooms and everything was diminished. It was I was
low.
like
So if somebody were in a wheelchair.
wheelchair accessible.
So it
That's
was
correct.
wheelchair accessible. Okay. Yeah, that would make
I guess that's
sense.
more accurate. Yes.
Yeah.
So, but I mental note to myself, if that ever came up again, I'd be like, no, yeah. No.
Obviously, it would work for me.
Yeah.
I'm used to a toilet 3 inches off the ground.
My sister's bathroom is wheelchair accessible, except getting in the doorway probably isn't an issue. It's a small bathroom.
I have a
It's
airplane.
the size of
I have
my
an
little
airplane
broadcast
bathroom.
area right here.
So
It's the
tiny.
size. Yeah.
Airplane bathroom in my house. Okay, well, we do have some stuff to talk about. We haven't been on due to back injuries and depression
My
on
sister
my
could
part.
not sit down in a chair for.
I couldn't. I was like, I can't just sit. It's unbearable. Fortunately, because I bed, it lifts. It raises up and down, and the feet go up and down. And I couldn't sit. I couldn't. It was so awful.
I gotta lose some weight. I have power
Me
through. I'm
too,
putting on
man.
weight.
And not doing anything that I'm a little
I'm getting
fatty fat.
chunky ahead of the holidays. Pre-holidays. It's supposed
I
to be
know.
during, but
Like
I'm getting chunky
you're.
before.
I'm gonna start having to call you Danny Elefanto again.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I'm a little chunk myself. In fact, I think my weight played into that popping. Because my ass is too big.
Yeah, it makes gravity work against you.
Yes, gravity
Yeah.
was working against me. It's something that will be worked on. All right. So let's start off with the melting down of what appears to be MAGA. Just start with that.
Yeah, I can't get
The
too much into Trump today.
I can't either. We'll just lightly touch on it. That and I some of it seems like a distraction, and some of it seems like Trump is going to have a King Nebuchadnezzar moment. Like he's just I noticed everything with him is I. And
Yeah,
it's
it's
no
yeah. There's no
longer
I in team. He doesn't know that, and I understand that's who he is, but at the same time, I think what Trump considers a win is not always necessarily what we consider a win. Like Trump's wins, they seem to be in a way they're always going to be economic. He wants
well,
economic wins, but that's
right.
not enough. That's not enough to say because in seeking out economic wins in the elusive world peace, there is no more elusive creature in the world than world peace. Okay,
Oh, I agree. And by the way,
because
just
chasing world
his
peace, you cut deals with everybody.
and just a heads up, it's not going to work.
No,
Because
no, it's not gonna.
you can't control everybody, and that's an insane thing to think that you can, and that you're going to be the overlord or the overseer of it all. That's like it's like an illusion. There's no such thing. There's never going to be world peace.
No, there's
There
not.
might be a little bit for a little while under a certain someone.
If you get world peace, it might mean
it's
AI has completely taken over.
it's called the Antichrist, and he's
So
coming for
you
you.
don't necessarily, yeah.
Um, but to line up with Trump now and to not criticize him, I'm gonna have to be like pro H-1B visas. I want Chinese college students by all means do drone strikes. Gaza, I've got to be pro Ukraine. 50-year mortgages.
I've got
You
to
know what?
be, I've got to be in a room that shares what's it called? What's the type of beds? The ones above the other, those bunk beds.
Bunk beds.
I want to
Yeah.
be a bunk bed mate with Netanyahu. BB.
Netanyahu. BB. Um, also, if you're going to make 50-year mortgages, just go ahead and make them 1,000-year. just
I
make
saw
them
that the other day. 50-year
multi-generational.
mortures,
Yeah, 50
which means
years. So you can
you'll pay interest for massive amounts of interest forever before you actually
well
start paying the
you'll
principal on your home.
you'll die before you
If you
pay
have a
off your
50-year
house.
mortgage, home ownership really doesn't even have value at that point.
No, it really doesn't. I'm also, you know, I'm gonna just throw this out there and we'll have to cover it more at length. Um, you know, so I personally like Marjorie Taylor Greene. I like her. I still like her. I like Massey. I like Rand Paul. And I find it
Trump
really
doesn't like any of those people.
no, but it's like the school bar yard bully. And Massey, he was married like 30 years and his wife died. And a year and a half ago, and he did remarry. Okay.
Right.
So he was a widower. Sorry. What am I saying? And Trump is like so soon. And like, it's a personal attack. And I find that so strange
Did he
since
post on
Trump,
Truth Social?
I mean, it's everywhere. It's on X, it's on Truth.
Okay.
And I find it so strange because the man has been married 3 times. And I do believe there's been some infidelities along the line as well. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I would have a feeling of that. Um so you're calling out the moral character of somebody else when in fact your moral character
What's the
has been
childhood
very
thing we learned
questionable.
when you point, you got the 3 fingers pointing back at you. Don't point at
Or
anyone
how about like
because
biblically just saying, when you're pointing at somebody like the speck of dirt in your brother's eye, and you've got like an entire beam in yours going through your head.
Beam being
Uh,
a piece of wood. If
yes.
anybody goes, what's a beam?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's old. That's King James. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think New
man.
King James it's a plank of wood or something. But yeah,
Okay, yes,
don't
but
don't
look in the
focus on
mirror.
their yeah,
Look in
look
the
in the
mirror,
mirror is really
Trump.
what it
Look
comes
in the
down to.
mirror, man, before
And I do
you
question, this is one of my problems. I do question, am I still Trump's base? Like Trump, and if am I your base anymore? Do you care that I was your base? And are you trying to help me your base anymore? Or have you moved beyond that? And I find that concept disturbing. Like,
well, so if you've moved beyond it, that means you're compromised. That means you ran
right,
on a lie, then you or something has occurred.
right.
Um
Remember, and once you lie to us, isn't that what it's all about when you lie to us? And we know now that just with I haven't seen, they haven't come out yet. When are the Epsteins? When are they releasing those?
well, okay, so that's really interesting though, because now Trump's like, well, so I find the Epstein thing really baffling. Let me say this, because a couple months ago, Trump's like, "Are we still talking about Epstein? Fake news, fake news." And now that's become just some sort of bizarre rhetoric that I don't know why you say that. It's lost its impactfulness and credibility when you call the truth fake news. Like at
Right.
one point, it actually had a bite to it because they were lies. You were saying that's fake news because it really was a lie. But now you're calling the truth fake news.
Well,
Like,
and don't forget, you're calling those of us that wanted this to come to light and to be exposed. You're sort of calling us out as a fringe group now. Like move on. Who are the people that want to? And so, by the way, so with Trump is his administration, Cash Patel, Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi. I want to go. I sent my sister a cartoon. It said
suckers!
I sent my sister a cartoon today, and it was like
Ow.
things adults shouldn't believe in anymore. And it was like
The Easter
Santa
Bunny, Santa
Claus, the Tooth
Claus.
Fairy, and then it was like Cash Patel and Dan Bongino. Don't believe them anymore either.
um,
Between
um,
really, it's
so
ridiculous.
Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene, they're like, we're going to read the Epstein, list or whatever. And then now Trump is like, I'm going to open up an investigation. So I don't know if that impedes I think one might impede the other, which is a very crafty way of preventing it.
Yeah,
So if
because
you
normally
open up,
it's like if you do an open record request. So you reach out to the police and you say, I want your records on a particular case, and they'll be like, no, we can't give this to you because it's an active investigation. So
right.
that stops information from
So
coming
I
out.
think
So
that's what he's
I don't
trying to
disagree
do.
with
We'll
that.
see. Um, but I find that interesting because that'd be like, so it's this. That's like the Warren report. You're assigning the team
Give us time. We're going to
wait.
compile 1,000 pages. And
Wait, but you're assigning a team to what you just said didn't even exist. Uh, your own lies are tripping you up. If it doesn't exist, then what are you opening up an investigation into? If this isn't real, then why not just go, yeah, do it? I'll
yeah.
tell you why, because it is real. that's why, because it is real.
Oh,
Um,
did you catch the
what?
little pun you just made then?
I
I'll say
did. I did. I heard
because it
myself
is
because it
real.
is real. It's real.
Oh, I like that. Because that needs to be a saying because it is real. I like that. We might need to do a T-shirt or something. It's yeah, it's very good, Shonda.
Oh my goodness. That was unintended on my part.
Not intended on mine.
um,
How'd you like? I know you're going to talk about. You're still talking about Trump and jump. Did you see the thing I sent you on Putin about him talking to his people
yeah.
about how America's destroying
No.
itself?
Russia's got it way more together than
I
we
know.
do.
And they're the bad guys. They still try to push this narrative. They're the bad guys. And all
They're
things
always
Russia's bad. I want to go.
they're
They want to
bad.
preserve their society and their
They
traditions.
do.
And he talks about marriage between being a man and a woman. pedophilia, and he's like, none. I don't want any of this here in Russia,
Right.
because look what it's doing in the rest of the world,
To
specifically
America.
United States, as they destroy the fabric of their country with these things. It's like,
It's really wild. Tucker Carlson came out with a 30-minute documentary style thing on Thomas Crooks, the shooter in Butler, Pennsylvania. And
or one of them anyway. Who knows?
um, who knows?
Who knows? They moved that
But
along quickly.
like how the FBI said there was nothing, he had no online footprint, blah 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 blah, all this stuff. So Tucker Carlson calls him out and he's got all this proof, okay? And I think it's and now Kash Patel's like, that's not true. And he lists everything that they've done. Which, by the way, they've never said that before. And now he's like saying, no, we did this and we did this. But he's just like giving a summary. And I want to go, okay, then release that information, because their whole reason they weren't releasing it is it because it was an ongoing trial. A trial of who? Thomas Crooks is dead.
Dead, yeah. He used the word trial, like ongoing trial. There's no trial.
There's no trial.
You know what it is?
What are you talking about?
They don't. The governments, the institutions of the governments are not accountable to the people. That's really what it is. They're not accountable. They don't consider themselves accountable. They'll give something if they're pushed into a corner, absolutely.
Right.
But they're not accountable to you.
No, they're not.
And I want to go all the stuff when Elon Musk was first coming in and doing the Doge and all that, and all these NGOs, non-governmental entities, were siphoning it up like leeches, all the blood, the taxpayer money from America, given to every crazy cause out there. I want to go, but that's still the current.
Nothing
changes. The current group, they don't want accountability either. They want that to be accountable because that works for them, but they don't want their stuff to be accountable.
So with Trump right now calling out his own people, it's kind of bizarre to watch also. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene, she was this diehard Trump supporter. Like, I'm talking diehard. She stood by him, and now he's like, let's primary her, let's do this, let's do all this. He's saying stuff like that about her. But what about Fauci? What about Obama, all this, and Clinton, and all the stuff that they've done? And what about all this stuff? You're calling out your own people. Meanwhile, over here, nothing ever changed. Adam, I don't know what's going on.
We know this. Trump is not going to put out a book titled My Search for Humility. That's just, and it is frustrating. Yeah, it is frustrating when
I don't know what's going on, but instead he's being interviewed.
Really big victories over here. We got big victories in this country. It's gonna be good for y'all.
Look at my gold paint. I'm sorry you can't afford a turkey this year for Thanksgiving, but you can't buy this paint at Lowe's, by the way, at Home Depot, because this is like real gold. Oh, cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah, it is a little like and I don't even want to say this. I totally 100% disagree with the garbage of the no kings thing, but I can see how I can sort of see I can see an analogy there to kings. It's not the way they're doing it, but at the same time,
Pliskin,
I can see the argument.
Right. The mailman's here, by the way.
You're a little like, King Midas there. You're the deal.
No, I'm telling you.
Including gold paint.
I think Trump is going to have a Nebuchadnezzar moment. I'm telling you now, it's going to crumble underneath him, because look, I understand that his bravado and his arrogance have gotten him somewhere. And again, I voted for Trump, but I'm telling you now, you're going to take a fall. from grace because this and everything you ran on is everything you're turning your back to. And I find that very sad.
Yeah,
Like
talk
it
to the American
actually,
people like we are still your people, the base who voted you in, the who won you the electorate in the popular vote. Come on, man. Talk to us like you still care about what we care about. Don't I understand you're turning the economy around. That takes that's very important. That's of the utmost importance. But all these other issues, and it's not just Trump.
oh,
We
no,
talk
no, of
about
course not. It's not.
immigration, jump into immigration.
Right.
Most
Oh,
things.
wait, really quick though, really quick regarding Trump.
One last
You
check.
had a you had a monster in the White House. Like the day before Veterans Day, you had
Oh yeah,
the like he's an actual evil human being. He's
a terrorist, a
evil.
hardcore
He's a
terrorist,
terrorist. And you called him a good guy?
because he's
You
in a suit
saluted
now,
him?
and the roles have changed.
He killed soldiers, American soldiers.
Yeah, see,
He held up heads. What are you doing? Why would
yeah,
he even be there? He's a good guy. He comes from a tough neighborhood, but we get along. But a year ago,
comes from a
if I would
tough
have taken him out, I would
neighborhood.
have gotten $10 million.
I know, isn't that crazy? There was a bounty on him a
There was
year
a
ago.
bounty on his head, but now he's in the White House eating dinner. That's cool. And by the way, he doesn't actually like you, just so you know.
Yeah, I wonder if he's taking ballroom dancing lessons so he can be in that first ball, and will the people, will the women have to? It'll be the now we're gonna have the hijab
the,
dance though. So
the,
women, you come
the,
forward in your burqas and
the,
everything, and
the
this will be
Sharia law ball.
this is the Sharia law ball. And I can't help it, and lots of people can be like, you're just going back and forth and taking shots. I think we should, because that's
Absolutely.
that's
Absolutely.
the people that put Trump into office. We do demand a little more. We're not just going to be
I voted for him
emotional
3
toadies.
times. 3 times I voted for Trump.
Yeah.
And even if you would have told me all this was going to happen, I still wouldn't have voted for Kamala Harris.
Oh no, she would be
Still,
infinitely worse.
I,
Although
but
her level of entertainment value for people like us doing podcasts would be off the charts. I mean, we couldn't get that type of material. I mean, that's gold. That's gold, Jerry. That's gold.
It's gold, Jerry. Gold, Jerry. So we're talking about Muslims. Let's talk about Texas and all the Muslims in Texas. Yeah.
Yes.
So, it's really weird. Under Greg Abbott, the Muslim population has exploded. And in this past year or so, 90 million plus of your tax dollars have gone to help build mosque. Isn't that exciting?
It
And
is. That separation of church and state only works if you're, Protestant or evangelicals or something like that. But if it's other thing, and that's the thing about politicians, I'd like to say, well, our side, but I'm not sure who our side is always. I didn't know I had these things on my neck right now. Let's take them off. No, I can't. Well, I'll get caught up and have an episode here. The money flows. The money flows, and back then it flowed for other things, but it's still flowing, and it's flowing from like Council for Arab American Relations, CAIR. I think it's CAIR. So I missed it. American Islamic Relations. The money is flowing into Texas, and so you have a very pro-Muslim friendly government here in Texas. Drives me crazy.
We have the largest Muslim population here in Texas because Texas is big, and we're nearing
the Spoken is
500,000 Muslims.
Yeah, the Spoken really is. It's sort of weird when you really think about Shonda. The Spoken is pro-Israel, pro-Israel, pro-Israel. We're going to let Islam factions expand. It's like, how does all that work together?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. That is crazy.
No,
of course not.
And it all these things relies on um, I'm just going to say white people, but that's not really even true. It's more conservative, or what I'd call independent, or whatever, white people being nice. We're the nice people. So when stuff
We're
changes, ask
idiots.
how being nice works for UK.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ask
Ask
how
how. That's right.
I heard an interview of a Muslim woman speaking. I sent it to you. I don't know if you had time to watch it or not. And even she's saying, she goes, they're interviewing her, and she goes, well, she goes, the institutions and the government that was here and the history that here, she goes, that's all gone now. And she's Muslim, wearing the full thing, you know.
Right.
She goes, that's all. Well, I mean, her whole face is showing, obviously. She goes, that's all gone here. She goes, those traditions are gone. She goes, it's no longer a British country. But then she went on to say, she even found it disturbing. She goes, it's at the point where right now it's not an anything country. It's really not really Muslim, although they give them deference. It's not an anything country anymore because everybody's just sort of, it's fragmented. Now, the way it's going, the Islamic faction will
Absolutely.
completely end up on
Yes.
top. Immigration
Absolutely.
alone and the government bowing down to that. I mean, once again, money's flowing. So, but she's right. And like, we are heading down that path. We absolutely are. So don't, but they're relying on most of us just to be nice. Like, that's impolite. We don't want to be branded an Islamophobe or any phobes.
What? I don't
Phobes.
understand how you can, it's a religion. So I don't understand how you're calling me a name based off of a religion. I'm not an Islamophobe. I'm a realist is what I am.
Right. Well,
Speaking of giving money, so we give 90 plus to the Islam faction over here. But make no mistake, Texas also gives a huge amount to Israel, which is weird because our government does as well. So are multiple states doing this? Like, so it's our government, it's our state. So we're giving millions of grants or whatever to Israel over here. And over here, we're doing this. But meanwhile, Texans and cattle ranchers and farmers, they're struggling, but hey, that's okay. It's all, oh, and property taxes. Greg Abbott said this time he'll do something better with lowering property taxes, even though he's been in since 2015. This time around, he'll do
my
better.
sister can confirm my wife and I got obliterated with taxes this last year.
You did.
My
But
CPA's comment was, "Ooh, this is gonna hurt."
yeah, but y'all need advice. Y'all
We do
need
need
to
advice.
do,
We're like
yeah,
idiots. We're
yeah,
idiots.
y'all
We're
need
idiots.
advice.
Not in
So
this. In this, I know what I'm talking about, but don't come to me for tax advice. Obviously, yeah.
so wait a minute. So governor, there's plenty of time to really, I feel like our podcast needs to really start focusing on Texas. I noticed, I believe Matthew McConaughey is going to run. I do not want Matthew McConaughey. I'm just throwing that out there
All
now
right,
because
all right, all right, all right.
I like the idea, but he's Hollywood, and that's going to mean he's liberal,
No,
like
it's like
super
that would be like
liberal.
getting Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
It really would.
Yeah.
It really would.
No thanks. I think he's a good actor, and
he has some independent value. Sure, he does.
Sure. Yeah, he
But
does.
no, he's not.
No, I don't.
He's not gonna slow down this train coming at you. He's not gonna
No.
slow that down.
So there's a guy named Doc Pete Chambers who I find really interesting. He's conservative. He's interesting. I got to do more research on him, but he so far is one of the more interesting candidates on the
Shonda,
quote.
I don't know if we've reached the point, if you don't play the game, can you win?
Somebody's gonna have to do it. Like, this is insane.
I'm a precinct chair in the Republican Party, and although I have been strangely absent from many meetings now because sometimes it's just too much, and I just can't handle it. But you even see at this local level that local goes to state, you see that vetting process, and I'm just telling you. You have to be in the system, and by the time you reach a certain level, you've made deals and you've made
then
compromises.
Why have a system? This is crazy. No, then we're forever doomed. then nothing ever changes then.
Well, it will
That
change. The Muslims will change it for us if they. By the way, the last
yeah,
elections,
they vote.
there were
They
76
vote.
positions, electable positions, public positions that a Muslim, like a professing Muslim, um, ran for. They won 42 of them.
That's
Like
great.
most of these were in the north, middle to east states. New
Well,
Jersey, Virginia, New York, obviously. Um, but
yeah, but that's what
and by the way, the crazy thing is though, other than piping money in, uh, they don't seem to play the game. They preach this double narrative to people. When you have
yeah,
LGBTQ
but
people
that's just it.
supporting Muslims, obviously their method is we'll just tell you what you want to hear
I know.
and you'll elect us. If there's enough of
Yeah, good
y'all, and the Muslim
times.
community does vote as a bloc, they're very politically
Yeah, they
active.
do. They are.
And so we
Unlike
need
the
this.
white people who are like bickering and whatever, and they can't come together with anything. Yeah, man, they're together.
They're together. Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they've done a really good job on us dividing us and bickering over all the petty minor stuff. So they win.
They
They
win.
win. They
So don't
win.
feel guilty. We need to have these conversations they need to permeate our society, and it needs to be, honestly, it needs to be more traditional values. It needs to be what brought America. It needs to really be America first, not a new America.
Also, have somebody who can take a stand against Washington if needed. Have somebody who stands for the state. Like, takes a stand for the people in the state and the welfare of the people in the state that you live in. Don't abandon your state. Like all you California people, all you New York people who now you're in this sinking ship and you're fleeing like rats. Don't stay in your own state and fix it.
Yeah, there's jokes now about in Texas about, hey, we need new homes because the people leaving New York will be coming to Texas and
Stay in your
Florida.
crap whole state.
Yeah, they're going to be heading
Look
here.
what you did.
I
Look
will
what
say
you
this: we've said
did.
this before. In New York's defense, the people that voted Mamdani in had lived in New York. They've either immigrated or they've been in New York. I think it's less than 10 years. So that population, which is more Muslim, the other population does remember 9/11, and they statistically did not vote for Mamdani. But I'm like,
Greg
or maybe they
Abbott
didn't
was
vote.
like,
I don't know.
there will be no Sharia law in Texas. But those are just words. He didn't do anything.
And
He didn't do anything
if you go to a
in
church,
that epic city or whatever. That's back on the table.
yeah, they want cities of
That's all
concentration.
under Greg Abbott.
Yep.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yep. Which if you did that, could you imagine? I want a community, a development, and I want white conservative Christians only to be able to live there.
Right.
Which would be wrong, by the way.
Of course it would
That's
be wrong.
Okay, Casey Bay's like, listen, I'm gonna use that soundbite. That'd be a compliment. I'll use my soundbite. That would be wrong. Completely wrong.
No, of course it'd be wrong. You can't have a development and be like, no, I will only have this religion in here. I will only have this ethnicity in here. You can't do that.
No, that's garbage.
Yeah.
And by the way, speaking of that, if you belong to a church, and I'm sorry, we could go that discussion of separation of church and state. Churches had better become politically active.
They really better.
And don't think of it as politics to be like, that's wrong. No, but if a church has a belief system, they have every right to basically foster that belief system and to speak out on behalf of that belief system. That's right. So it isn't politics, it's a belief system.
I would like to point something out that nobody likes to point out, okay, and discuss, because if we go in the Bible, let's just step into the world of the Bible, and we go into Revelation, and it talks about end times, and it talks about people being beheaded. I would like to point out that there is only one religion that beheads people.
Well, you know what, though? So you can fact check
only
this.
One.
Well, no, fact check this. Um, we can bring it back next week.
Okay.
But from what I've seen under the Talmud and stuff, the Israelis have beheading clauses in there too. They're just not doing it.
Okay.
I'm not saying that, but
I can only focus on like what's happening. You can still
currently.
behead people
Yeah,
in certain
that's true.
countries.
That's true.
And you may not even you can get stoned and beheaded and not even get a fair trial. Maybe your husband is tired of you and is like, hey, she cheated. And they're going to drag you out in the street. So I'm just saying, I don't know that if you go in the Bible, does it talk about beheadings?
Well, there's beheading. I mean, the most famous beheading I can think of is John the Baptist being beheaded.
Yes.
And
Okay,
Goliath being beheaded by David. It's a sign of victory. And obviously the Romans did it. Yes, enemies have been doing that, but you didn't do it just at a personal level. Like because somebody does something wrong, I'm gonna behead you personally.
Well,
Yeah.
that's cool. Maybe we'll
Wait.
get beheadings from both sides. That'll be
Yes,
great.
that's true.
That'll be fantastic. I've the blade could just be really sharp. But it is currently in the United States, the beheadings that have happened.
Oh,
I think
definitely.
there've been a few from the cartel. And then you have some beheadings that
What's
were
their religion?
Muslim based.
What's the cartel's religion?
I think the cartel's religion is money.
Yeah.
That's their power and money is their religion.
Yes.
I think, but I think that's a few higher ups.
I want to go in UK. Now it's been around for years, since like 2018. They're now marketing, rape-proof women's garments.
Oh
like
yeah,
shorts and
panties,
stuff, because
rape
you've
panties.
you've
Yeah,
got populations there that have a disproportionately large propensity for raping women.
Nothing like low impulse control to say that I can't control myself because I see this woman who's walking down the street and I am unable to control my own self because of the way she's dressed or looks. And I can justify that somehow. And it's okay. It's okay. Because besides, women are like chattel in the Middle East.
Can you imagine?
It's really interesting because you know what? If you look at some of the places before Sharia law, they were incredible places. The women thrived. They were treated amazing. They got to dress how they wanted. And then Sharia law comes in and women are obliterated.
You know who else is obliterated? I shouldn't have
Who?
said make comments. Dogs. They don't like dogs. Now,
Oh,
I find
yeah.
that interesting. I'm the first
Or
person in
pigs.
my
They
own
don't
mind
like
to think
pigs
about
either.
that. We love dogs in America.
Oh, yeah. America is animal
dog
centered.
parks. That is like the thing people love. By the way, in my industry, the one thing you could build that tends to make everybody happy is a dog park. If you build something else, somebody will fight over. You build a sports field, leagues versus. There's always, but dog parks, dog park like users love dog parks.
I love my dogs.
Muslims don't like dogs.
No, they do not like
dogs. So in UK now, can you imagine? Think about this. This is so alien to us. Another alien concept that your government and your local officials and police officers are telling people, yeah, there's a lot of Muslims in this area, so you do
walk your dog elsewhere.
Don't walk your dogs here anymore. Don't walk your dogs in this area. That alone, now that actually may fire people up. They may listen to all their stuff and they'll be like, you tell me I can't walk my dogs? No more dog parks? I can't walk my dog?
It is a cruel culture towards animals in general. It's a cruel culture.
It's just a rough culture.
Yeah, it is. They're not, I mean, if you saw how they treated donkeys, camels, horses, it's a cruel culture. Also, did you know in Afghanistan and certain populations over in the Middle East that inbreeding is like 70%?
Well, that's why they're trying to pass laws in the United States to change the
incest laws.
Consanguinity. I'm using the wrong consanguinity.
I don't
basically
know.
The affiliation of where you can marry first cousins and things like that, because they want that put in, because There is so much inbreeding in that particular
That is.
culture, and they're justifying it, saying that's our culture. That's what you need to adopt. I mean, do not think that they're out to change our way of life and adopt their way of life and their belief system. And I'd be the first to say, but the difference is, I don't believe that's not to say Christianity doesn't have any blemishes, but I don't
Of
think
course it does.
it's interwoven in America's history. It is
But there's a
incompatible.
lot of freedom with
Yeah, absolutely.
within Christianity. If you choose not to be a Christian. Now, I don't want somebody to go back and go, well, however long ago, blah blah. No. I'm talking about current times.
I know, but they always go to the
I
past. Yeah.
I could, you know what? You can be blasphemous if you want. You can say whatever you want. You can do whatever you want when it comes to Christianity. But if you speak out against Muhammad, good luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good luck. Enjoy your head while you have it.
Yeah.
Make sure there's no large stones around you.
This is a rough program.
Beware of boulders.
Oh my gosh. At least we aren't politically correct. We aren't politically correct.
No, that wouldn't apply to us.
We're gonna offend all sides. Yeah, we will.
I mean, you know what? I've been watching. I watch Candace Owens, and man, she's been lighting him up.
Yeah, Candace Owens, man,
she lights him up like Candace.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I do wish there was some. I don't think this is ever going to happen. I do wish that in the religious communities, Judeo-Christian religious communities, there was some agreement on things, but there's really not.
No.
I sent you the thing today that the Catholic bishops, following the Pope's lead, have issued this video where supposedly no one in America in modern history has spoken out against political leaders, against the president, vice president, whatever, as the group of U.S. bishops basically decrying immigration policies and all the policies of this administration. So don't think that they're not active politically. I will say that may be their belief system, because there's this like, we resettle immigrants. Immigrants have value. Immigrants are God's creatures.
I want people who
I'm a U.S. guy. I'm a U.S. guy. America first. And those values
I
don't
am America
work.
first too.
Americans
for America. Americans first. I totally agree with that.
That doesn't work for me.
And if you want to resettle immigrants, I want them to specifically live with you.
Yeah. Go to Vatican. See how
That's
you
right.
Get in with those tall walls.
I want you to go to that city, Vatican City. There. They want you there. They want you.
That organization.
Well, if you're young and male, they want you.
Yeah. Catholic charities have absorbed untold billions of taxpayer dollars in government assistance and resettling programs. Once again, non-governmental organizations to resettle immigrants when they're over here in America. Yeah. And so they're not getting those same funds anymore.
So on a different note.
What note is
that? It feels like my lower half is beginning to ache wildly. So I'm gonna have to we're gonna have to end it.
Well, Shonda, I'm gonna give you some bad news. I'll talk about the Target policy next week, because it's sort of funny.
Okay.
But Cosm, Shonda. So this is live breaking news. So I got an email from Cosm, Shonda, the other day saying,
Cosm. What's Cosm?
Where we're gonna go see Willy Wonka on my son's birthday and wife's anniversary, 8 of us. And I've coordinated everybody, and it's 8 people. Really exciting, except that I got an email the other day saying, and the subtext was, we gave your seats away. They're no longer available. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're gone. Yeah. And I was pissed. And they're like, we will gladly seat you for another showing And I immediately got on there and I'm like, there weren't any other showings in the evenings. We're going to go see the original Willy Wonka, this big special theater.
Wait,
And
didn't you
there
buy
are
them?
no other showings. There were no other showings back then. So I have no other options. They're like, we'll give you a $50 credit. I'm like,
didn't you already purchase them?
yeah. And I'm like, well, I don't want a $50 credit. I said, you should give me $100. This is the second time this has happened. You should give me $100. And yes, I want my money back. Which was like,
of course you want your
8 people, I paid with taxes $354 for these 8 seats.
waiter. Of course, they have to give you your money back.
Oh, they did. They sent me another email. Oh, okay, so you want a refund? Yeah. Well, I want to. Oh.
Well, that's
so yes, those plans are off, Shonda.
I was just talking about it.
Hurting back energy and just.
I was just talking about it yesterday that I was telling a friend of mine that we were going to go see Willy Wonka, the original.
But we're not anymore. So I will redirect that money to something else. Sorry. Yeah, they
stinks.
And I did that plan like a month and a half early.
That stinks.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's nothing you can do.
There's nothing I can do.
Nothing you can do. What are you going to do? Ooh. On that happy note and fire in my body,
you're going to your chiropractor. It's time for you to go.
I'm going to my chiropractor. All right, Adam.
All right, Shonda. Till next time. Hopefully that'll be next week.
Yes.
That will be the following week. Next week's our last week here because the following week we are in East Texas.
Right, we are. I did think about like doing a family podcast. I did think about it.
We should. We should.
We'll discuss that. All right, Adam.
All right, Shonda. Have a good Saturday.
Okay, bye.